Good morning, everyone. I know it's not morning for everyone that's going to be watching this. It could be night. It could be the afternoon. It could be the middle of the night. It matters when and where you're listening to this at, and that is the beauty of social media, is that these messages and content can be coming to you in a vast array of times and space. So that's pretty cool. I was having a conversation with my best friend this last week, and he brought into perspective a lot of the things I've been trying to do. And I was telling him, I want to create these videos. I feel like I have these messages and things I want to convey. And I was like, I want them to come across honest and real and raw and uncut. And I don't want to do a lot of editing. I just want to look into the camera and speak to you in a very vulnerable way. But I was like, it's really hard to do when you're looking at this electronic device that is lifeless, right? You're trying to look through that device as if you're talking to a vast audience, and you're really wanting to connect, but you're basically looking at this screen. You know, it's not very intimate, but you're kind of trying to transcend that. And he had this wonderful idea. So he said, you know, you should just make a video and act as if you're only going to send it to me. And speak to me as you speak to me. Speak to me raw, speak to me real. Don't worry about all like the weird antics or if you make a mistake. Just come across as you come across. So I'm taking his advice. And this is just me, raw and real, trying to add to your lives with a positive message of things that have really helped me in my life. All right, so today I want to talk to you about a very poignant subject. And the subject is how to overcome a fear and anxiety mindset. So I can talk about all the reasons why you could be fearful or anxious, but you know, all you have to do is turn on the news. All you have to do is turn on social media. All you have to do is walk in public and see that people are really walking in with a lot of fear and anxiety, and they're talking about it a lot. My job, I'm in close communication with so many people all the time that it gives me a good pulse on where society is, where the mindset of the general collective thought patterns are. And what I've noticed is that people are just carrying this around and they don't know how to deal, and they don't know how to kind of overcome that mindset so they can make really great decisions. And this story came to mind a couple years ago. Actually, it was probably a good 5 years ago now. One of my sons was just dealing with a lot of anxiety, and that was causing his sleep to be interrupted, and he was having a hard time sleeping at night. And I think a lot of us, if we look back to our childhoods, we had that same problem, right? We had that same issue where it's like you get in bed, it's like you put the covers over and you're like worried about, is there someone under my bed? Is there someone outside? Is someone going to try to break into our house? And it can go on and on and on. And that could be like a spiral, right? So I checked on him before I went to bed, and he was still awake. And I could tell like he was kind of in that space, that anxiety space. And I had this thought. I was like, oh. And the thought was, what is anxiety? And the thought was, anxiety basically is not being in this current moment. You're either worried about the future or you're worried about the past, but you're not present in this moment. So I had my son just stop. I had him close his eyes. I was right next to him, sitting right next to him. And I was like, what do you hear? And he listened and he listened. He was really quiet. And it kind of brought him back into his body. And he was like, oh, he's like, it's super quiet. It's really peaceful. He's like, but I can hear the rain in the background. It's very quiet. And I was like, how do you feel right now? Like, are you comfortable? He's like, yeah, I'm comfortable and I'm warm. I was like, okay, so you're in this moment. You got your dad next to you. So you're loved. You got your brother sleeping around you. You're in the safe home. You're comfortable, and like everything basically is right in your world right now. Right? That was coming into this current moment. So when it comes to stopping that fear cycle, it stops by becoming present. It stops when you stop within yourself. And this is something I'd say to my best friend, because I know that he kind of gets on these cycles where he just needs to stop, forgive himself for possibly being anxious about whatever, getting in that fear cycle or getting down on himself. Just forgive yourself for whatever that cycle was. And then think about things that you can be grateful for. And I know that the hard times make me grateful for the basic things, the basic necessities. I can breathe. I'm so grateful for clean, fresh air. I'm so grateful that I have food to eat and a safe place to lay my head at night. And what about you? What are those just core things that you can be grateful for? Do you have someone in your life that loves you and cares about you? Be grateful for that. So just notice as you stopped and you started thinking about things you're grateful for, it stopped that cycle and it kind of starts to lift you out of that space, that headspace. So this is the crux of the matter. The ladder to get out of fear and anxiety is both presence and gratefulness. So just think on that thing today. So if you find yourself in that cycle where you're getting very myopic, all you can focus on is all the things that could be wrong or are going wrong, just remember to stop, take that deep breath, and be grateful for everything that is going right. So it's not a denial of the things that are hard. It's not a denial of the things that could go wrong, but it's like an expansive mindset that sees this is also true while this is also hard, but it helps you to navigate and make wise decisions that are based on the greater good for both yourself, your family, and your community that you live in. So I hope you find this message beneficial to you, encouraging, and if you do, please share it. I'm going to be coming with these messages on a weekly basis, and I hope to keep them raw. I hope to keep them real. Much love, and all right, peace.